looks like you caught me working on my little cafe here, just getting ready to put up a picture here, try to figure it out. I think it's going to look okay. I'm just redesigning the little space here. Got a cool little coffee table over here and some chairs. Look really neat, and trying to figure out what kind of picture I want to put up to sort of complement my coffee bar. You can't see it, but it's a really cool coffee bar over here with a window and everything. Anyway, my name is Forrest Knight with New Media Marketing Pros here in St. Louis and Chesterfield, Missouri. Just one thing I was thinking about this morning while I was actually having my cup of coffee was somebody had asked a question earlier on Facebook what I could do or what I didn't understand about Facebook. It wasn't a question directed to me. It was just sort of a general question, things that sort of frustrated people about Facebook and social media as a whole. And what frustrates me is people who don't get it. It's very, very simple. It's just like old advertising. I've got a lot of background in advertising in the good old-fashioned days. Started out working as an internet sales manager in the automobile industry. And back in those days, and I say back in those days, it was several years ago, about 9-10 years ago, when the internet first got started, you used to be able to buy these banner ads and put up above and put out on the internet. And it was about $2,000 a month. And typically, you get a lot of impressions and maybe 1 or 2 clicks that never resulted in anything. So advertising online has progressed. People are moving from the phone book online. People are moving from television online. And here's the neat thing about it is, print media is changing and evolving. You'll notice there's some really cool little QR codes that look like this that are popping up out there on the internet. There's quite a few things going on. But what really gets me is people that just don't get it. Everybody's talking about social media. If you think about the original social media, I was having this conversation with somebody the other day. My daughter had received a text message as a date invite to go to the prom. And I was like, wow. People actually don't pick up the phone anymore, and we started talking about it. I was talking to one of my friends about it. We used to pass notes in school. Notes are obsolete nowadays. Little notes, a little circle. It's like, check yes, you love me, or check no, you love me, or whatever it was. We used to pass those little notes in school, which was really cool. That was social media back in the good old, what do you want to call, rock and chisel days of social media. Social media has evolved into texting and videoing and sending emails and chatting online. And how do you take your business as a business owner and use that to your advantage? How do you go out and interact with people on Facebook? Do you use Facebook? Do you use Twitter? Do you use YouTube? Do you use a combination of both, combination of all three, or some other form to get people tracked? Do you still advertise in the phone book? For some businesses, phone book advertising is still a good source. It's way super expensive, so you got to make sure that when you're putting an ad in the newspaper, wow. When you put an ad in the phone book or some type of print media, you need to make sure that people can find you. You need to make sure that you have your Facebook logo on there. You make sure you have your Twitter contact on there. And it's not just a little graphic, but your actual Twitter name. And does it make sense? Do you interact with people on Twitter? I've gotten to the point where I have so many Twitter followers, it's absolutely impossible for me to communicate and see all the things that are going through my Twitter feed all at one time. So I'm trying to move everybody over to Facebook and interact with them on Facebook as much as possible. YouTube channel, that's another thing. How do you take a video like this, take your message, put it out to YouTube, and then get people to come to that? How do you drive people from YouTube to your website? How do you drive people from Facebook to your website? How do you drive people from Twitter to your website? How do you put a marketing campaign and interject it in to a Twitter feed to get people to click on that link and then go to your website or go to your product or go to your service? How do you create a special offer on Facebook so that people can find you and do what you need to? And still run a business and still go out and be a plumber, a doctor, a dentist. What do you do? How do you manage all this? Do you hire somebody in your office to do this for you? Well, this is what we've done and some of the things in terms of what I do. I'm a social media manager or consultant or whatever you want to call us. But I have the opportunity here. I'm going to share some really cool tips on just setting up some really cool things. It doesn't mean that at the end of this video we're just going to go in and show you some really cool things. I'm going to point you to a page. I'm going to have some videos up there that you can go in and watch, just how to set up your Twitter account, basic stuff like that, how to set up your Facebook account, how to set up, and I'm talking about a Facebook fan page, not just a Facebook profile, but an actual fan page or a page for your business. You need to get a URL, a website address for that, and also how to set up a YouTube channel and maybe customize the back end a little bit. Once you get that stuff set up, you need to look at how much time you're going to have to manage this. If you need help managing these and getting people to do what they need to in terms of taking action and moving them in the right direction, it's nice to have if you have 30 or 40,000 followers on Twitter, but you're not able to drive them anywhere through effective online Twitter advertising and getting people. So it's not just enough to have 30 or 40,000 followers on Twitter or tens of thousands followers on Facebook or people that you're communicating with, or you've got a lot of videos out on YouTube. The trick is to be able to get those people to go where you want them to go, to get them to move from Facebook out to your website, to get them to take action, to get them to interact. If you put an advertising campaign into your Twitter stream, how do you invoke somebody, or how do you get somebody to click on that link and then get them to go where you want them to go? And track the results of that. Have an ROI. Find out what the ROI is on that. One of the coolest things that I've done in a lot of split testing is running a lot of ad campaigns through a Twitter stream and actively getting people to click on that link and move over to someplace else. I'm not going to show you that in the how-to videos because that comes in some of my consulting stuff. If you want to hire me as a consultant, a media manager, whatever, we can do that for you. But there are ways to get people to move from social media. So it's easy. If you get it, you understand it. It's communicating just like in the good old-fashioned days. You put up an ad on a billboard, for an example, and you put a phone number up there. A lot of people would put a tracking phone number so you know how many people are seeing that billboard, picking up that call and calling. You put an ad in the phone book. You put a tracking phone number in there. When you put all this stuff together, you want to be able to track it, but in the social media, how do you reach out electronically and shake somebody's hand and say, how are you doing? Here's the services that we offer. Here's what we can do for you. How do you do a video like this? Believe me, these videos are very, very easy and they're very, very low cost. You can do them yourself. You can buy a cool little camera that I have. They cost under $200 to purchase the camera. Some work lights, you set it up, you get your lighting right. You can sit in front of your desk or stand in front of your truck. You can do it outside. Very, very easy. If you don't have time to do that, again, you hire somebody like me, like a social media manager that can come in and help you do that. You get somebody in your office to do that. I just wanted to share this stuff with you so to make it really, really easy. How do you get people to move from your social media? How do you interact with these people? How do you talk to them? How do you not spam them in the social media to get them to do that? And then connect with you and become your fans and talk to you and communicate on Twitter. How do you hire the right person to do this for you? Do they have your mission and they understand your goal and your purpose, and get all of this stuff put together? So hopefully this maybe clarified and give you a little bit different perspective on how to look at Facebook and how to utilize that, how to incorporate that into your business, into your marketing plan, into your marketing strategy so that people can interact with you on Facebook in your local community. And a lot of people say, I don't want to be on the internet because you live in St. Louis. You don't need to be talking to people in Denver or LA or Florida somewhere. Well, we have a campaign and we want to get a really centralized, localized market category here in the local area so that people that are looking for your services in your local community can find you. If someone's standing out in front of your restaurant and they do a Google search on their mobile, whatever these things are called nowadays, their PDA, their smartphone, or whatever it is your business going to be the first one that shows up in a Google search? We can show you how to put that application together. And my name is Forrest Knight with New Media Marketing Pros here in St. Louis and Chesterfield, Missouri. I look forward to connecting with you on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube. You can Yep. Let's get some mounting hardware for that and get that put up there. Oh, you guys are still here? Go watch those videos that I set up so you can start getting your Twitter and Facebook and YouTube account set up. I'll look forward to connecting on the internet. Don't forget to give me a call if you have any questions.